What does going to the International Court of Justice mean for the elderly? At 94 years old, participating in the April 10th referendum may very well be the last democratic exercise for Anne Olivera, and her vote on that day will be an important part of her legacy as a Belizean. Her decision will impact the future of her great-grandchildren.
This Guatemala business is something where they go on long time before we ever dream for ban. So I don't know how we can decide or where we can decide to do, or where the higher authorities will decide for help, where the road we do. We need help, no? We need help. Because then I mean to say, who the we country? Where for we country, so? We want people who hire for we country to lead with the way our business we go. That's the way how I see it, you know.
This afternoon, the Referendum Commission is presenting the I.C.J solution to a rather unique audience made up solely of senior citizens, some as old as 105. For them, the education process will form their position going forward, despite having been around from the time that the claim resurfaced.
I'm here as part of a group called Belize the Seniors. That's the group I belong to. And we all have different views. My one perspective is that I'm waiting to be schooled on the pros and cons of the entire procedure before I will decide how to vote. Right now, I don't know how I'm going to vote.
At 88 years old, this issue between Belize and Guatemala, you've seen it, you've been around it, you lived it. Share with us what your views are in terms of having grown up and gone through life with this claim hanging over us.
That is correct, sir. I can recall as a young man coming out of high school in 1948 when I first began hearing about Guatemala owning Belize. At that time, we were a colony of Britain, and whenever Guatemala began rotting their sabers, the Guatemala would send on a squadron of Harriers here, and they would back off. But this thing goes way, way, way back, and all the time we have been saying that the problem is not with us and Guatemala, it was with Britain and Guatemala. So if Guatemala wants compensation, Britain must compensate Guatemala. We were saying when I was a young man that we won't give Guatemala even 1 square centimeter. We are saying now we won't give them a bill of grass.
Dr. Gilda Lewis, herself an elderly woman, is teaching her peers about the advantages of taking a territorial dispute between Belize and Guatemala before the World Court for adjudication.
This afternoon's presentation will go through basically why we're talking about referendum anyway, and then give the ladies and gentlemen some background information, right, on the slides.
This is a unique audience you have here in that it's made up of older people. Can you talk to us about the need for reaching out to this particular population?
They need to feel like they have a say in this matter. Their voices need to be heard. And so one of the first things I'm going to ask them is there anyone in here who isn't registered to vote yet? And depending on how many hands go up, I will either praise them or urge them to go and get registered, because the cutoff is the 10th of March.
Organized by HelpAge Belize, Executive Director Ivorine Bulwer has gathered as many senior citizens to sit in on this very important discussion.
It's important to have our older persons. They are part of the history. They are part of the whole independence scenario, the whole heads of agreement, the whole, they are from north, south, east of this country. They have lived in several areas of the country, and they have experienced the challenges with the Guatemala-Belize dispute. And it's very important for them to have information. Is part of their right to information. It's part of their right to be politically involved in voting yes or no to the referendum. At the same time, it's also important for them to get the facts and to question. The presenter may be sharing certain information, and they want to ascertain or to question certain information that would be shared with them. And I think it's important for our older persons to be heard.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.